Welcome to Movie Recaps with Brian. Subscribe below for daily recaps. Today we're recapping Dinner for Schmucks, directed by Jay Roach. Tim Conrad, played by Paul Rudd, is an ambitious but mid-level financial analyst at Fender Financial, a high-powered investment firm. One day, he spots an opportunity to land a lucrative new client, Martin Mueller, played by David Williams, a wealthy Swiss businessman. Using quick thinking and charm, Tim impresses Mueller enough to secure his interest. This catches the attention of Tim's egotistical and cutthroat boss, Lance Fender, played by Bruce Greenwood, who dangles a major promotion in front of him. But there's a catch. To prove he's executive material, Tim must attend one of Fender's infamous monthly dinners, where each executive brings the strangest, most eccentric person they can find. These guests of honor are secretly mocked for sport, with the most bizarre participant earning their sponsor bragging rights and a tacky trophy. Tim, flattered but conflicted, tells his longtime girlfriend Julie, played by Stephanie Shostak, an art curator. Julie is immediately disgusted, pointing out the cruelty of exploiting unusual people for corporate amusement. She insists he refuse. Tim tries to laugh it off, but he's clearly tempted. This promotion could mean financial security for them both. The next day, fate intervenes. Driving through the city, Tim accidentally hits Barry Speck, played by Steve Carell, with his car. Barry emerges unhurt but immediately reveals himself as a walking oddity. Socially awkward, childishly enthusiastic, and deeply obsessed with his unique art. Taxidermied mice posed in intricate dioramas inspired by famous artworks and historical events, which he calls his masterpieces. Tim sees an opportunity. Barry's peculiar passion and eccentric mannerisms make him the perfect candidate for Fender's dinner. When Julie overhears Tim inviting Barry to the event, she storms out, feeling he's abandoned his moral compass. Still clinging to the promotion, Tim doubles down, insisting this is a necessary career move. Barry, misunderstanding the date of the dinner, shows up at Tim's apartment that very night. His good intentions quickly spiral into chaos when he invites over Darla, played by Lucy Punch, a volatile, bodybuilder-esque professional wrestler and one-night stand from Tim's past who has been obsessively stalking him. Barry, trying to be helpful, mistakes Julie for Darla and warns her to stay away from Tim. Julie, hearing this, becomes convinced Tim is cheating on her. Realizing the mess Barry has caused, Tim deduces that Julie might be with Kieran Vollard, played by Jermaine Clement, a self-absorbed, eccentric artist whose work she's curating and who has made it clear he's interested in her. Barry and Tim break into Kieran's lavish apartment, only to find Julie isn't there. They rush back to Tim's place, where Barry accidentally lets Darla in. Things spiral even further when Julie calls, only for Darla to snatch the phone and stuff it down her pants mid-conversation, making Julie even more certain Tim is unfaithful. Tim hides in his bedroom while Barry and Darla engage in an absurd, over-the-top barroom brawl that ends with Darla fleeing. Desperate to repair things, Barry takes Tim to his workplace, the IRS, to dig up Vollard's ranch address. Here, they encounter Barry's arch-nemesis and boss, Thurman Murch, played by Zach Galifianakis, a smug mind control guru who once stole Barry's wife. Thurman's manipulative games leave Tim flustered and, as a parting gift, he announces Tim is now being audited. The next day, Tim attends a brunch with Mueller and his wife, trying to salvage his professional prospects. Barry crashes the meeting with Darla, this time pretending to be Julie, and in the awkward chaos, Tim ends up in the middle of a mock marriage proposal to Darla. Naturally, Julie arrives just in time to see it. Tim and Barry chase Julie to Vollard's sprawling ranch, where Tim finally loses his patience, unleashing a tirade at Barry for wrecking his life. Barry, hurt but forgiving, still decides to attend the dinner, where, to Tim's surprise, he becomes the evening's instant sensation. Barry proudly displays his masterpieces, charms the guests, and seems destined to win the trophy. But then Thurman arrives, brought by another executive, and publicly humiliates Barry with his supposed mind control. Seeing Barry's confidence shatter, Tim finally tells him the truth about the dinner's cruel premise. Inspired by Tim's encouragement, Barry fights back, using his own brand of brain control to turn the tables on Thurman in an absurd mental showdown. Fender congratulates Tim for bringing the winning idiot, but Tim snaps, publicly calling out Fender's cruelty and defending Barry. The revelation that the guests were invited solely for ridicule sparks an all-out brawl between the eccentric attendees and the smug executives. In the chaos, Mueller loses a finger and family heirloom ring. Fender's mansion is set on fire, and the evening ends in utter ruin. In an epilogue told through a series of Barry's masterpieces, Tim and Julie manage to reconcile with Barry's help. Tim is fired, as is Julie, after Barry makes Vollard realize it would be a problem to have her continue working for him. Tim and Julie marry. Barry gets to have sex with Darla and also does some artwork with Vollard while Thurman writes a book in a mental hospital. Fender Financial, meanwhile, went out of business, leaving Fender to be named as Wall Street's biggest loser. The story closes with Barry proudly presenting one last masterpiece, a diorama immortalizing the entire fiasco. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe below to watch more movie recaps with Brian. Comment below which movie you'd like to see recapped next.